Welcome to the F-Bound Podcast. I'm your host, Shannon Schroeder, Executive Function Coach. I help neurodivergent women learn tips and strategies to improve the life skills that will help them be successful. Holiday travel tips for neurodivergent families. Traveling during the holidays can be an exciting time for many families. However, for neurodivergent families, the prospect of holiday travel can bring about unique challenges and considerations. As you probably know, neurodiversity encompasses a range of neurological differences such as autism, ADHD, and sensory processing differences. Understanding neurodiversity is essential for accommodating the needs of neurodivergent family members during holiday travel. Neurodivergent people may experience sensory sensitivities, difficulty with transitions, and challenges with communication and social interaction. These differences can present obstacles when navigating crowded airports, bustling holiday destinations, and unfamiliar accommodations. It's important to recognize that each neurodivergent person has their own unique strengths and challenges, and that a one-size-fits-all approach to travel may not be suitable. What bothers you may not have an effect on your kid or your partner. Likewise, something you can totally ignore bothers them. By understanding the specific needs of neurodivergent family members, you can better prepare for a smooth and enjoyable holiday travel experience. When planning holiday travel with neurodivergent family members, consider the potential stressors and triggers that may arise during the journey. By acknowledging these challenges and taking proactive steps to address them, you can help minimize anxiety and meltdowns. You also want to familiarize yourself with the specific accommodations and support services available at your travel destinations. This knowledge will enable you to make informed decisions that prioritize the comfort and well-being of your neurodivergent family members. Preparing for holiday travel. As you prepare for holiday travel with neurodivergent family members, thorough planning and preparation are key to a successful journey. Start by creating a detailed itinerary that outlines each stage of your travel experience from departing your home to arriving at your holiday destination. This itinerary should include ample time for transitions, breaks, and potential sensory regulation activities. Do your best to include every little thing possible so that you and your family can have a clear picture of what you'll be doing. By establishing a clear path, you can help reduce uncertainty and anxiety for neurodivergent family members. Incorporate visual aids into your travel preparations, such as social stories, picture schedules, and visual timers. These tools can provide a sense of predictability and structure, which is beneficial for those who thrive on routine and visual cues. Also consider creating a personalized travel kit that includes familiar comfort items, sensory regulation tools, and any necessary medications or supplements. If possible, have each family member decide what should be included in their kit. Having these resources readily available can offer a sense of security and support throughout the trip. When packing for holiday travel, be mindful of the sensory preferences and sensitivities of your neurodivergent family members. Comfortable clothing, noise-canceling headphones, sunglasses, and favorite toys or fidgets can help mitigate sensory overload in bustling travel environments. Prioritize packing items that provide a sense of familiarity and grounding, as these familiar comforts can offer reassurance and stability during periods of change and transition. And if you're flying, be prepared to deal with possible jet lag. That can increase the feelings of overwhelm for everyone. Managing stress and overwhelm during holiday travel. Holiday travel can be inherently stressful, and this is especially true for neurodivergent families. The combination of crowds, noise, and changes in routine contribute to heightened stress and overwhelm for individuals with neurodivergent traits. It's important to have strategies in place for managing stress and overwhelm during holiday travel, both for your neurodivergent family members and for yourself as a caregiver, especially if you too are neurodivergent. One effective approach for managing stress during holiday travel is to prioritize open communication and shared decision-making with your family. Encourage everyone to express their preferences and concerns about the travel experience and incorporate their input into your planning process. By involving them in decision-making, you can empower them to feel more in control of the travel journey, which can help reduce anxiety and uncertainty. Incorporate sensory regulation activities into your travel routine to help alleviate stress and overwhelm. This may include providing opportunities for movement and physical activity, offering sensory-friendly spaces for relaxation, and using calming sensory tools such as weighted blankets or stress balls. When my kids were little, we would drive to Tennessee to visit my in-laws. I always planned some stops where the kids could get out of the car and run around. Sometimes I was lucky and could remember which exit had the McDonald's play place, but even if I couldn't, I would find a spot near the parking lot where they can run in the grass. Sitting still for that many hours strapped in a car seat can be miserable. Even just 10 to 15 minutes of running help them feel better. Creating a comfortable travel environment. Creating a comfortable and supportive travel environment involves thoughtful consideration of sensory stimuli, environmental factors, and individual preferences. When selecting accommodations for your holiday travel, prioritize spaces that offer opportunities for sensory regulation and comfort. This may include requesting a quiet room location, ensuring access to natural light, and inquiring about the availability of sensory-friendly amenities. If you're staying with family, this might be a little bit more difficult, especially if there are many of you sharing a small space. This is where having comfort objects come in handy. Laying down in a quiet room with a weighted blanket can ease anxiety. This is pretty easy to do even in a small space. Incorporate familiar routines and rituals into your travel experience to provide a sense of continuity and predictability. This could involve maintaining familiar mealtime schedules, bedtime rituals, and sensory regulation practices that are part of your family's daily routine. Again, maintaining schedules can be difficult if you're crossing time zones unless you're comfortable putting your foot down. I've never had a problem enforcing routines. I was always the mom whose kids went to bed at 7:30 even on the weekends and all summer. So on vacation, this didn't change. Tennessee is in the Eastern time zone, but we live in Central. Meal times were easy enough because my kids ate early. 5 p.m. Central is 6 Eastern, so it worked. Bedtime was 7:30 Central. When on vacation, I wore a watch that I kept on Central Time to make it easy for myself. Consistency and familiarity can be grounding and reassuring, particularly in the context of travel-related changes and disruptions. Implement strategies for minimizing sensory overload and creating a calming travel environment. This may involve using noise-canceling headphones or earplugs to reduce auditory stimuli, wearing sunglasses or hats to mitigate visual sensitivity, and carrying sensory-friendly items such as fidget toys or tactile stimulators. By proactively managing sensory input, you can help create a more comfortable and accommodating travel environment for neurodivergent family members. Practical tips for smooth holiday travel. In addition to the broader considerations of preparation and environment, there are practical tips that can contribute to a smooth holiday travel experience for neurodivergent families. When navigating airports and transportation hubs, take advantage of priority boarding options and accessibility services. Many airports offer programs that provide support for people with cognitive or sensory sensitivities, such as quiet waiting areas and expedited security screening. Prepare for potential sensory meltdowns or anxiety episodes by developing a plan for managing these situations in a compassionate and supportive manner. This may involve creating a designated calming space within your travel accommodations, establishing a signal or a code word for when a family member needs a break, and communicating your family's needs to travel staff and fellow passengers. When making these plans, don't forget to include yourself. We are all quick to make sure our kids are taken care of and treated right, even at a cost to ourselves. Remember that it'll be easier to take care of others if you are in a good mental space. Having a proactive strategy in place, you can navigate challenging moments with greater ease and understanding. Ensuring inclusivity and accommodations in holiday travel. In order to ensure inclusivity and accommodations for your neurodivergent family members during holiday travel, it's important to advocate for their needs, or yours, and rights as travelers. Familiarize yourself with the laws and regulations that protect individuals with disabilities and neurodivergent traits in the context of travel. Understanding your family's rights and entitlements can empower you to assertively communicate your needs to travel providers and seek appropriate accommodations. When booking flights and accommodations, communicate your family's specific requirements and preferences to ensure your travel arrangements align with the needs of neurodivergent family members. This may involve requesting specific seat assignments, inquiring about the availability of sensory-friendly amenities, and discussing any necessary accommodations for mobility or sensory support. By openly advocating for your family's needs, you can help create a travel experience that is tailored to their comfort and well-being. Navigating holiday travel with neurodivergent family members requires thoughtful planning, consideration, and advocacy. As you embark on your holiday travel journey, approach the experience with patience, flexibility, and a spirit of adventure. Embrace the opportunity to create meaningful memories and experiences with your neurodivergent family members. By prioritizing communication, preparation, and inclusivity, you can create a holiday travel experience that is filled with joy, connection, and the shared spirit of exploration. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the F-Bomb podcast. Thank you for listening. Remember to subscribe below and check out my show notes to learn more about my Facebook group, courses, and membership.